Hello. Hopefully you're there now. This is Peace and Party here, and I've a few more thoughts to give on the videos I've been watching on YouTube. So here's something I wrote on the toilet, and here it is. The biggest confusion to do with gender confusion is the fact that there exists human beings that are not just males or females. I'm going to repeat that. The biggest confusion to do with gender confusion is the fact that there exists human beings that are not just males or females. And really we need to understand that people that feel differently, or that in fact feel differently because of a scientific genetic thing or whatever, okay? Regardless of feelings of an XX or XY, there are other subsets of categories of human beings which include Turner's and Klinefelter syndrome people. We are people, and at the end of the day we're all finding ourselves having to force ourselves into the two categories, which are male and then female. Yeah. So the biggest confusion to do with gender confusion is the fact that there exists human beings that are not just males or females. Regardless of feelings of an XX or XY, there are other subsets of categories which include Turner's and Klinefelter's syndrome people. Again, syndrome is not a great word. Equally human beings they are. But as I see and meet and talk with more and more human beings, they generally all say that they mostly all feel a mix of male and female. All individual human beings that each feel in varying degrees and ratios of feeling and ultimately being a human being, just being. You know, there's so many people having to decide if they're male or female, instead of being allowed their right and their simple fact of way. I mean, this is the way people are. People are thinking and feeling as they describe it, either male or female. And in fact, God, it just can't be that way anymore. You know, it just can't be like that. There are people suffering because they have to essentially conform into a male or a female. I'm actually finding it very difficult to concentrate with the camera and everything, and making sure everything's okay. So I also forgot to do this. As we talk about confusion, what's through that? I mean, am I a male or a female? What is the story? I'll tell you quickly. Oops. I'm XXY, and seriously, I'm not your typical male at all. But I'm not looking forward to or looking for being a woman or a man, because I'm simply a mix of the sexes. Let me continue my talk on the toilet. This is not rehearsed, by the way. This is just happening. Okay. All individual human beings that each feel in varying degrees of feeling and ultimately being a human being, just being. Therefore, will we start to concentrate on reality of the supposed evolution of humankind, and realize that those human beings that feel like a mix and those that scientifically are naturally a mix of the sexes, realize that there is no therapy better in the world than understanding. And simply there isn't enough understanding. People are going around and saying that the scientific studies of the past and the recent past are factual bits of information, and especially when you're doing it with animals that, you know, can't explain themselves either for some reasons. And we're doing experiments on rats and stuff like that, you know, with hormones. That's so 18th century in this intelligent world where everybody is trying to make sense through the chaos of not understanding. Please, lads, and lassies and people and human beings. Let's try and understand each other. And I'm here for the comedy and for the information sharing, so that human beings can be who they are and not having to explain their actions because it's like a male thing or a female thing. Sure, I feel totally male and female. The only reason I feel male is because I keep being told I'm a male, and because I've got genitals of male, and I'm not a hermaphrodite with both genitals. And the two people with two genitals, sets of genitals, I think of you all the time. It breaks me up, to be honest with you, to think about people like you. You're if XXYs are essentially at each other with intersex, are you intersex or not? God help the other people in the world who are essentially nearly far worse off. The normal world would think you're far worse off, but in fact, guys and girls and people, human beings, we are being. Let it be. When we find ourselves in times of trouble, more intersex people come our way, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Yeah. Cool. My lovely high voice, Whitney Houston voice, has gone due to testosterone for the last 13 years, in case you're wondering. This man here, with a beard? Jesus Christ. How could he be an intersex individual? Well, I tell you truthfully, we're all intersex if you ask me, and we just need to allow males and females to carry on feeling in the middle. Nobody's gender dysphoric. Fuck.